Is that better? Probably. It would help if I had my mic on. All right, so looking around, not looking good. Minus Pfizer's got a nice little bump after popping out of the downtrend. We got bounce off of the support on the XBI. CVS has got a bounce off theirs. So let's just take a look. Let's actually dive right in on Pfizer real quick. Let's see what we got here. Whoa. What happened to you? Did you have earnings today that I did not? Oh, yeah, you did. Oh my gosh, I had you guys for Wednesday. Yikes. Let's see what we got for the initial here, right? Oh, okay. Okay. Optum not gonna be doing well today. CVS a little bit down, but the bounce from a few days ago or last week, gonna hold her up a little bit. Let's see if we can find Pfizer here. Just saw you. There you are. So she broke that, right? Now we're not deep purple bearish, but now we're light bearish. So fairly bearish. The concern is that she broke this, but maybe. I mean, here's the low of the RSI, right? We're still, so if you can see, here's the low. If you follow that dotted line over here, right? It's roughly right there, right? So we're getting a higher low set in on the RSI, but the slightly lower lows on. I mean, we're just starting to see something tire out here. Now, there's still probably plenty of downtrend rays coming from this high. There's just been an infinite amount of them, right? So I haven't painted one in there yet, but maybe I will today. Point being is that there's setups, but who doesn't say this just doesn't keep doing the same thing over and over and over? I'm on the value side of this thing, which is tell me a world that exists without Pfizer. It's not that like, oh, it's too big to fail. I mean, it's not even it's the too big part. It's just it's too essential. Maybe that that might mean the same thing, but to me, it's like it's not that it's just such a big, heavy juggernaut of it's everywhere, but it's just that a world without Pfizer means the world's come to an end. A world without Johnson & Johnson, the world has come to an end. And you could come up with a specific scenario where, yeah, of course it's possible that those companies could fall apart so much and just have to be chopped up. And that maybe that might be true, but it's hard to believe just because whole entire swaths of healthcare would have to not exist. And then you would also have to have that bearish idea, which is if there was a dramatic change in healthcare, are you telling me that Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson wouldn't be on the leading edge of that? See what I mean? Like, so something absolutely catastrophic would have to occur. And I think it would actually have to be outside of like a movement in healthcare. It'd have to be an absolute monstrosity global event. And in that case, if it was that big of a deal, your money in the stock market would also essentially be useless. So again, if you're betting on the future of humanity, or actually, if you're just, first of all, you don't have to go that big. If you're just betting on the future of the stock market in any way, you can be the ultimate bear and be involved in the stock market, I guess, and just say it's all worth nothing, which one could argue. But if you're anything bullish on the outlook of humanity and capitalism and all that, tell me the world that Now, who's nuts to say, like, Pfizer could go down to under $20 a share and it might take a decade for it to really recover? Sure. Maybe they have to drop their dividend to zero. That might be a problem. You know, those things, it could get a lot more painful. I'm just saying, like, in the long term, are you really that concerned about Pfizer being able, with their mountain of cash and connections? I mean, all you have to point to is look what happened. Those guys just like pull, like, hey, we're gonna do this, and everybody else is like, oh, okay, you can go ahead and do that. But what about all the other, candidates that were standing there knocking on the door, like, hey, we got something, we've been prepared for this. This is our whole entire existence, is to be prepared for this moment. And Pfizer's just like, no, but we're gonna do it. And they're like, well, okay. So again, that's my little spiel about some of these bigger names where it's almost too, the idea of it's too big to fail. In my case, I want to say is it's too essential to fail. It's almost impossible for these to fail. Is Bayer actually getting a little bit of... See, that was the thing. We have to wait, and she's really close, right? So she popped up. Still got to wait for it to really... This could be something, though. You can see this from this low, right? There's that. But obviously, I still have to wait for it to really hold above. So that would be... I guess we could wait to 750. I'm pretty confident once she breaks these, you can just keep making little nibbles along the way. I mean, honestly, the fact that it came down here, but look, she's held above the RSI trend. Another situation who says it doesn't go down to $6, I don't know. Yeah, I know they cut their dividends substantially, but again, let's just talk about the power that this company has. Well, CVS is selling off a little bit from their sympathy bounce. Now, our next, discussion here is going to definitely be IBRX. These guys are getting closer and closer and closer to PDUFA. I think it could happen any day now. Concerns technically kind of weakening up on the RSI. She's below. Yeah, she's kind of, this pop today is nice. She's really, if you're looking to add anybody, you got to really see if she closes above, essentially, I would say this level right here. So even though there's that little anchored VWAP, well, that's about the same. So if you can get, if she closes around, near 560 today, that's a good sign. There's always these where you look at that and you can see that there's, so maybe, yeah, that's the thing. She spikes up to say near $6. If it was to happen today, she'd spike up to $6, get rejected, and if she's still held above 560, I guess it'd be positive. I think everybody's waiting for the sucker to go to like $8. I'm still holding on to my buy threshold at 4. As those those in the service obviously know. I don't want to say I'm overloaded, but in this case, it's certainly out of the bio boom portfolio. It's definitely the heaviest. That's for sure. So still looking to book here. Anything else that's in the bio booms that we need to take a look at today? Sperian still. Some of these guys kind of got really hammered, right? So yeah. So this hit a key. Well, it's our buy target area. She had a strong resistance. Right, so failure, she weakened up. Still holding above the RSI, so this little bounce right here might be a bottom. Or pivot point, whatever you want to say. That's probably a better... Let's just put that other one in there too, just in case. Because you can see this one, right? Boom, 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 boom. Nothing really to go on. We don't have the weight of the anchored VWAP to push it down right now. She's sitting at the bottom of the Keltner channel. So I don't want to say it's fake support, because I'm sure that there is something coming up off this bottom here. That being said, where's this one coming from? All right, so that's interesting. See this purple line? She had trouble with that, right? See how like it gets above it, holds support, gets below it, then it becomes a strong support resistance, the anchored VWAP from the sell-off, right? Then once she got above it, that was kind of support. Now we're sitting on it. This is concerning, right? Let's zoom in here. You can see that she's really struggling the fight. We've got wicks, strong wicks above and below. Like right here, this day, she landed right above it, but you can see like she was having trouble right there. That being said, let's take a look if we can hopefully zoom in enough that Trendspire will. Oh no, we already did it. I already did it. Look at that. Oh, so we are below that. But this is another one. Look, like this is from a low, support, support, support. Even on those days we're sitting down here, there's support. Right? She's lifting it up, battled it for one day, got above it, became support. Right? All those like days where it's slow, you can see it. Right? Boom, 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 boom. She fought it here. It was support, got below, fought it, got above. Now, oh, whoopsie, I'm on the wrong one now. No, I'm on the right one. I gotta change the color of this one. It's confusing me. No, I don't want that. Let's go black. Nope, nope. Nothing really going on right now. But she's battling. Anybody else that got slammed down? I haven't added to this sucker yet. Blue's getting hammered too. Well, the thing is with these, everybody kind of, I don't want to say they got ahead of themselves, but that in November, October, November, when we started to see a lot of the speculative stuff start to, get some support and go on a good like month and change run, that was kind of optimism about rates, and now it's like, not really. So that's been about a month now. So we did a month of going up, and now we're kind of right back to where we were before, December, or October, November, which is where we made probably our last buying spree, really, right? I mean, we've been picking around, but it was that like 1 week where it was like this was the time to load, and we booked profits on, I'd say, maybe a quarter of them. So now that we only booked profits on a quarter about those, we are just gonna, the rest of them are just kind of like right back to square one. I'm gonna move on. I'll have to put some names in the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm way behind on that. Busy day. DVA. What are we gonna do with you? I know. I was like, I think I missed that already. But she's worth it. Halo's getting close. If she goes down, I mean, Gem Mab, I'm gonna put it in there again. I know I put a buy alert in there, but I'm gonna put another one in here. This is another one where you just gotta grab it. She's coming down. She's close. So I think a lot of our attention needs to be on the bioreactors. These guys are still reporting growth. Some of them are a little bit more disappointing. It's lackluster growth, right? Still reporting it though. So you can see there's a lot of them. We're getting close. This is not. This is way above. But that's why we booked. I mean, we booked. Vertex is just pure cash right now. It's awesome. Love it. Align. What are we doing about you? You're right on it. So I'm gonna comb through these. See if we can find few winners here. Something that's positive momentum in their earnings, right? A little bit undervalued. Positive momentum. You're close, aren't you? Pretty close here, too. Waters is probably under, right? Nope, pretty close, though. So, wow, that's precipitous. Look at that. Regeneron. I laugh. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're joking about being 1,000 by the end of the year." It came pretty close already. Look at that. How close were we? 99833. Now you can see Anchored VWAP in control every day. She had one day where she opened or closed, but then look, open below this uptrend ray, and then that's been, see, this has been in control almost the whole way now. So, and this is why you book profits, because look, it's it's going to come. I mean, the movement in this, and then obviously we have Intuitive ISRG. Where is she at? People say I'm crazy when I book profits on this. Look how this just moves, guys. For a company that is almost a monopoly on their industry, this for some reason is not a stable name. And it's crazy because they are so seasonal. Like these guys, they crush earnings or they miss earnings. You know why? Because they're selling millions upon millions of dollars. They sign a contract that you didn't know about, that wasn't forecasted in the street's estimates. Then they'll blow it out by, oh, they beat by $15 million. Okay, they maybe did like one or two more extra contracts of buying, like that's the thing, that everything's so expensive. But then, oh man, maybe people were forecasting that, a couple extra contracts would happen in Q4 instead of Q2. Now Q4, they only sell, they miss one or two contracts short, and all of a sudden now they're tens of millions short or something like that. And everybody's like, oh, big miss, man. This is it. This is going to be finally, this is the day that the quarter that, ISRG saturated their markets, or there's somebody showing, like, come on, guys. Come on. They're like the original, like, we have the best product. We're the ones that make the parts. We're the ones that do all the software. We're the ones that and then like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, by the way, we've employed all the best. So guess what? Our 3.0, our 10.0, our 50.0 version of the DaVinci and all of our other devices is still going to be the best. Because there's like, we're the ones pushing the envelope on it, and we're the ones that are constantly thinking about it because we're getting all the data from, we're getting the feedback. We're getting all the information. We've suffocated it so much that we are the ones that know what the next level is. We are the ones who know, or the next stage in development of these robotic surgeries and doing remote surgeries. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Really long talk. Wanted to make it 5 minutes. We'll be like half an hour in already. Classic. All right, I gotta get going. I got a meeting to get to. I gotta get some tickers in.